In the Factor Investigation segment tonight, video of a disturbing political exchange taking place in a 5th grade classroom has surfaced on the internet. Diantha Harris is a teacher at Mary MacArthur Elementary School in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and is now under investigation by her school district after she had this discussion with her students last May. It was caught on tape by a Swedish documentary crew.
I want to ask you, who are you pulling for? Raise your hand. You pulling for Obama. Who you pulling for? Obama. John, oh Lord, John McCain. Oh Jesus, John McCain. And by the way, Kathy, the person that you're picking for president said that our troops could stay in Iraq for another 100 years if they need to. So that means your daddy could stay in the military for another 100 years.
Joining us now from Philadelphia is Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, a Fox News contributor. Dr. Hill, first of all, she took the Lord's name in vain as well, and we all can, slip on that. But so this teacher, Diantha Harris, speaking to her students, and she's since given an interview to try to explain the context and says, well, the student's parents are standing with me, and they don't have a problem with this. Everybody's happy. But when I heard her say, oh, John McCain, and then she says, the Lord's name, and clearly she was exasperated that a child, a student, whose father's serving in Iraq would like John McCain. And it's that kind of tonal pressure, I think, that sometimes is put on kids that I'm very uncomfortable with.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I don't want us to poo-poo too much the idea that the girl's parents are in support of the teacher. And the teacher also said, as I understand it, that she also challenged the kids who supported Barack Obama in the same way. But based on what we've seen right there, I think her sounding exasperated that a student like John McCain is troublesome. I do. I think that a classroom should be a space for learning, but it should also be a place to challenge students' perspectives. But it can't be in such a way that students feel indoctrinated or intimidated. I don't have a problem with her talking about politics. I don't have a problem with her challenging students for liking John McCain. What I do have a problem with, though, is indoctrination. We didn't see the whole tape, so I can't say what she did, but that's my stance in general.
One thing that I'm just concerned about in general in American education is how we treat our military, how we describe our foreign policy entanglements, our history, and I'm concerned when I hear things like this. And again, I want to see the full tape, and I'm sure Bill's going to do a follow-up on this, so we'll learn more. But I just think we don't celebrate enough of what we do right in America, and instead we often will focus on what's negative or what we did wrong and our flaws, and that's fine. We have flaws. We're people. But I think on occasion we should talk about American exceptionalism and how much we've done for the rest of the world. And I think this is just kind of a jumping off point in the discussion, but I'm just frustrated with that in general.
Laura.
Very frustrated.
I don't know where you went to school, Laura. I mean, from where I sit, we do just the opposite. We spend all of our time talking about America as the savior of the world. We talk about America as being exceptional, as being, I don't even know how you would express it. So the idea that America does no wrong, fundamentally. And I think that's something that we need to challenge. I think any good teacher will always challenge the idea that America is perfect and blameless. I think a good teacher will always challenge. Right, but that shouldn't be that.
But the problem, Dr. Hill, is that's the whole narrative that America does wrong. And way too many of our textbooks, and I wrote about this in one of the books I wrote, is how textbooks even portray American history and talk about our 230-plus year history. And I think you can talk about our challenges and how we overcame them and what we did wrong, while also talking about the wonders of this country. And I think kids don't get enough of the greatness of America. Instead, they get a lot of the blame America, and that's where I have a problem.
I don't know. As someone who studies urban education, what I find when I examine urban education curriculums across the nation, and I do that consistently, is that there isn't enough challenge, there isn't enough sort of complication of America as an empire, not just America as a bastion of hope and possibility.
Empire. All right. Well, last time I checked, we weren't an empire. Dr. Hill, I appreciate it. Wish we had more time. Still to